All right, well, welcome everyone. This is our Skin Boost Camp, and I'm Latrice. I'm excited to just take a few minutes today to talk to you a little bit about how to address maybe different things going on with our skin, maybe because of the season. As of this recording, it's summertime, right? And our skin may shift seasonally. Does that ever happen to you? Or do
Mhm.
you have any special events coming up? Do you have like a vacation or a wedding? Or do you have a reunion coming up, right? And so, if so, we're going to offer or share some thoughts and some tips and ideas all about getting our skin in the best shape in the next 30 days. Could you get excited about shifting your skin in just a 30-day time frame? And
Mhm.
I was just doing research on this session, you guys. I literally was like, oh, okay, I need to do better myself, even though I think I'm about pretty good, but then we get into a rut. Does that ever happen? You get into a rut, get into a routine. And for those on live, feel free to use the chat if you have questions, you have comments. We're recording this, so we have a clean recording, and then we'll have a Q&A session for those live to just be able to chat afterwards. But I wanted to share just a couple of thoughts. You can get a notepad and get a pen, take some notes today because we're going to talk about two main things when it comes to getting like better results, and it's volume and it's consistency. All right. And then we're going to break that down into like your basic routine and then the and then some. All right. So, one of the things that's great about having a beauty consultant is that you get a person who's going to help customize something directly for you. And I'm going to just take a couple of minutes to talk about the value of a personal regimen that's like an everyday routine and the power of our Skin Analyzer app. The Skin Analyzer app is a free app you can download whether you're Apple or Android. We're not picking teams here who which one is better, right? It's on both types of devices and it's free. And it's a good way to just do a check-in. Even now that it's the summertime as the time of the recording, your skin might be different now. You might be dealing with humidity depending on where you live at. I know here in the Midwest, it is humid. Okay, the weather keeps it's hot, it's humid. We're under a lot of sun. You can just be seeing differences happening to your skin. So do the Skin Analyzer app. Check that out for free. It just takes a face scan and it gives you a regimen. Send that to your beauty consultant because that's going to give you the basics of a routine. And so when it comes to a routine in Mary Kay, there's the very best, okay? And then there's the steps right under it. And sometimes if you're like, I need the very best, that would be our Time-Wise Voluform repair, okay? And so if that is where you're like, yes, I am north of 35, you might be wanting to consider that. But there's a couple of reasons why sometimes you may not be able to use that one. Budget reasons or your skin's tolerance to things. Okay. And I will just share with you, I know I have to use a mix and match of things. I've been using Mary Kay for over 20 years. And I was in my 20s. And I bring that up because sometimes we're thinking, you might watch this and say, well, I'm 25 years old. I don't really care about anti-aging, but you should because you want to stay ahead of it before you need it. Okay. Anti-aging is not just for a certain age. When you're in your 30s, for sure, that is when you want to start really caring. But in your 20s, starting at age 20, your skin starts losing 1% of the collagen elasticity each year. Okay. So usually around your early 30s when you start to see the difference. But if you want to get ahead of it, I'm talking to my younger ladies here, you want to start now. Okay. But your skin may or may not tolerate certain ingredients. Okay. And so that's one of the reasons why in Mary Kay, it's very nice that we have multiple skincare lines. So I do use pieces of the Time-Wise Repair, but I also have to use the Time-Wise Miracle Set as my primary skincare. And I also use a couple of things from our acne line because I deal with acne breakouts at times. And I actually use the toner from our new Mary Kay skincare line because it's a great toner for helping your pH balance. Okay. So I wanted to start there because before we can go into a boost camp, we got to have the basics. All right. And so you may be in that season where it's time to make some tweaks because what you used in the winter was great in the colder weather months when you needed more hydration, and now it's too much. Okay, now it's not working the same. And so check in with your beauty consultant or just download the Skin Analyzer app for free. Or if you already have it, take another scan because this could be a benchmark as well. If you decide to do this boost camp with us for the next 30 days and then do your analyzer again after 30 days, you might be like, wow, I see the difference. And to make sure you take screenshots for yourself of what the recommendations were and even what it was showing you for your levels for like wrinkles and for the skin around the eye area texture, because that might start moving more to the green, which is meaning it's getting clearer and fresher and so forth after 30 days. All right. So starting there with a good basic routine is super key. All right. So now we're talking about, we've got a routine. So I know for me, like I said, I use my cleanser from the Time Wise Miracle Set. I use my day and night serums from the Miracle Set. I add the lifting serum from the Repair line, which we'll talk a little bit about later. I use the eye cream from the Repair Set, and I use the acne treatment gel at times when I'm dealing with hormonal things, and I use the toner from the Mary Kay skincare line when I just want that like squeaky clean skin. So again, because all of those ingredients talk to each other, even though they're across lines, our scientists designed it so that they just all work together. So you can mix and match and it works really well because we know everybody doesn't fit into one box. All right, but we are here to talk about taking it to the next level, boosting, all right, with our Boost Camp. And we're going to talk first about our Clinical Solutions boosters. And before we started, we hit record on this, we were having a conversation here, just a little bit about the power of the boosters. And I will tell you, have you ever noticed, I'm kind of dealing with this right now with some supplements I'm taking and I'm waiting for them to come. And not having them right now is really not good for me. Like I'm feeling the difference not having them. Sometimes when we are like using something, we're like, is it working? I'm not really sure. I feel kind of even killed. But when you take it away and you don't have it, you are like, oh, there is a difference not having this. And so that has happened to me with my booster because you can be honest. I know whether you're a customer or a consultant, have you ever get to the point where you're like, I'm being a little cheap, or I don't know if I want to keep using something, and you stop. And then you're just like, all of a sudden you start looking, you're like, wait, something doesn't look the same. It's not looking as fresh. And that is the boosters for me personally. So think about our boosters. We're going to talk about the technical name, and then I like to give it a pet name based on the color of the mark, like the lettering that's on here. Okay, so we have our HA ceramide hydrator, or I lovingly just call it blue because the type on here is blue. It's just easier, but we'll talk about what those ingredients do. Then you've got your green or the PHA PHA resurfacer. That's really good for exfoliation. So this is good for exfoliating dead skin. If you are someone that needs more hydration because you're more normal to dry skin, your face is just feeling like it just needs a little bit more, this would be your jam. We're going to go into way more detail than this, but this is just your overview. Y'all, I grabbed these because I need them personally. Okay, so these are going to be what I use because I just finished using my personal favorite, which is the Feralic and niacinamide brightener, or I just call it orange because you see that type on there is orange. And then the other one that is also really good for like if you're seeing that the aging or that triangle where you just want to have more lift, this is your C plus resveratrol line reducer or purple. Okay, helps target the lines and so forth. Okay, so I just call them by the coloring here, but we'll talk about it technically too. All right, why is that important even seasonally? Because our skin does need to, like, we are addressing certain things depending on like the humidity and the temperature and just like how your skin might be getting more oily. So with these boosters, you can actually use up to 3 at a time, okay? And I'll talk first about the PHA AHA resurfacer. We're going to talk more about exfoliation a little bit later. This is a resurfacer or a exfoliator without any type of physical. It's like a chemical exfoliator that you can use a couple times a week. All right. I have used this one. I probably use this one the least, if I'm being honest, because I use my facial peel a lot. But if you're someone who loves power ingredients and you've been seeing a lot of buzz about PHA, AHA, and you're like, oh, I really need this. This is also good for like acne fighting as well. So if you're looking for like taking it to the next level and exfoliating and addressing that concern, that would be the one to use. Okay. The other thing I want to make sure I share is when we're talking about order of application with things, you want to always go with from lightest consistency to the thickest consistency. So like you would wash your face first and then you would use a booster before you would use serums and moisturizers. Okay, so I even want to kind of talk about it sort of in the order of applications. So Lori said her favorites are orange, purple, and blue. Right. Those are the ones we're going to talk a little bit more about today as well. All right. And so again, these are our boosters. I'm going to just show a quick visual here. And again, we have four that do four different things. Okay. And so again, if you're looking for more hydration, if you're more normal to dry, the ceramide hydrator. And these are ones you can use. Remember, we're going back to the idea of volume and consistency. So I want you to think twice a day. All right. Twice a day. If you're just taking notes, remember twice a day. The thought of this is we can't expect, oh, I'm going to use this 1 or 2 times in a month and think it's going to work. All right. Or we get a little lazy and we're just like, oh, yeah, I forgot about it. I'm just going to double up. No, consistency, consistency. Think of this like you do consistently with brushing your teeth. All right. We brush our teeth. We don't think about it. It's just a routine. And these are so easy to use because like it has the little dropper. So if you're always concerned about portion control, boop, it's just the right amount that comes out. You don't have to worry about overdoing it. Okay. And so after you wash your face, if you are someone who deals with, now this is my problem area, is hyperpigmentation, discoloration. If that is something you challenge for you, this orange, the Feralic, y'all, it's such a mouthful, but I'm going to just say Feralic Niacinamide Brightener or orange. This is everything. And the key to this even being better is pairing it with our C plus replenishing serum C and E. Sorry, the serum C and E. This combined gives you a 42% like increased work. Like it works even better. I was already using the serum C and E, and this is something I use as my morning routine personally. Okay. Now, the caveat I will give to everyone is everyone's skin is different. This is my routine that works for me. If you're someone that's like, let me pile it on because I need more and more benefits and I need them quicker, do what your skin can withstand. Okay. You can layer it on. The other thing that sometimes has to happen is you need to switch it up because your skin gets used to something and then it doesn't work the same. So switching it up so your skin can't get used to it and stop getting the same benefits is a key thing as well. All right. Yes, Lori, it is a powerful combination. So what I do is I wash my face. I use my Feralic Niacinamide Brightener. And honestly, because even though I'm combination oily, sometimes my skin just needs a little bit more hydration. I put a little bit of blue right behind it. Okay, so these are my two boosters that I usually do boop boop all the time. Now, if you are someone that's wanting to address anti-aging and you're just like, I need all the anti-aging I can get, first you would do purple then. Okay, do the resveratrol line reducer and then go in with the Feralic Niacinamide Brightener and finish with your ceramide. And I would do blue last because it's a little bit thicker than the other two. The blue and the purple are a little bit of a thinner consistency. And then finish it off. The finisher, like the dessert on top, is blue, the ceramide, HA plus ceramide hydrator. Okay. And HA is the hyaluronic acid. Okay. Which again is why I personally like to use it, is because of the ingredients, and a hyaluronic acid is also helpful for like breakouts. And I'm just trying to get all the things that can help me with that personal challenge. Okay. So let's take a woo, right? Because there is already a lot of information. All right. But if we're just kind of pausing, volume and consistency, say it with me, volume and consistency twice a day, twice a day. So you're going to use these boosters morning and night. That does mean they kind of go quickly. I run through these a little bit quickly. All right. But this is for beauty consultants why we love our beauty consultant discount. Okay. And for our customers, check in with your consultant. She may have a deal for you. And sometimes, there might be just different specials monthly if she runs 50/50 specials. And sometimes the boosters are on there as well. So there's always a way. And also you might share your next session with a couple of friends and get some hostess credit. So where there's a will, there's a way to get what you need, not at full price. Okay. So our boosters are again just very powerful. Again, it's all about what is the concern you want to address. Okay. We talked a little bit more about if you deal with discoloration, if you're dealing with needing more hydration, if you are someone who is just like, you know what, I'm needing to like just help with the skin, like just the lines, like I'm dealing with just deeper lines. I want wrinkle reduction. Then vitamin C is going to be your jam. And you might also want to consider using the serum C and E, but also making sure you use that C plus resveratrol. That's the lime reducer. That's purple. Okay. And so those two combined are going to be a powerhouse for line reduction. Okay. In addition to what you use for your everyday anti-aging. All right. And if you're looking again for the best of the best, that would be the Time-Wise Repair. And that does make a difference because, like I said, when I didn't use the one for brightening the skin, I saw the difference pretty quickly when I like was trying to like stretch it out and not use it and just do my other routine. I was of course still washing my face, but it wasn't enough. Okay, so that is the boosters. All right, but you might be like, all right, I just need a little bit more. We're talking about Boost Camp. Boosters are one part of that, but what else comes into boosting the skin? There's hydration, right? There is exfoliation that comes with that as well. And I have some notes here. I just want to make sure I am not forgetting anything. We want to make sure we're hydrating and we're using serums. Okay, so serums. Let's talk about that first before we go into hydration. We talked a little bit about the serum CNE. Okay, so you want to think about what is my combination of serums? What is my powerhouse that I need? Okay, if you are someone who's on the Time-Wise Repair, that lifting serum, okay, from the Time-Wise Repair, love it. I love it. Because I use this one in the daytime, I use the Time-Wise Repair one at night personally. Or you might be like, nope, I need the best because this helps with that. Again, this is the area, this triangle, the reverse triangle is where we see stuff start to sag and droop and lines. And so that lifting serum literally helps it boost. Anytime I would do an appointment in person and show someone the lifting serum, I would let them try it on half the face. It never failed that that side we put it on would go and it would like literally lift up from the lifting serum. So again, it's just going to help that area, which naturally, because of gravity, as we age, starts to go down. It helps it go up. Okay. So decide what is your powerhouse serum that you need to use. Is it the lifting serum? If you're on the Miracle Set, maybe it is using, I have the daytime Defender here, okay, from the Miracle Set and the nighttime recovery. Because I'm trying to switch things up sometimes, you guys, I will sometimes say, you know what, let me take a couple of days and go back to that nighttime recovery because those ingredients are so powerful. And while you're sleeping is when your skin is resetting and all of that. Okay, so decide which serums work for you. Hydration, let's talk about that. The Moisture Renewing Gel Mask. Do I have that one here? Okay, this is a great one to sleep in. Okay, you can sleep in this mask. You can put this on at night. You could just do this for a mask for 10 minutes. And again, this helps even like for normal to dry is what it's touted as. But even if you're just like, ooh, I just need a little bit more like softness to the skin, even as a combination oily girl, I recommend this. I use it personally. Lori says, get that neck as well and upper chest for the lifting serum. Great tip, right? All of this skin, you guys, is considered your face from like Alaska to Hawaii. All of that skin is your face. So you would want to use your regimen because a lot of times what do we notice? Do you ever see people who look different here than here? Okay. So I do personally like I have my towel on. This everything gets put on, like this whole area, okay? Because all of that skin we're wearing like short sleeves, we're wearing tank tops, our skin is exposed more to the sun right now. Okay. So thank you for sharing that tip. Using that lifting serum specifically in those areas to just help with that. All right, hydration. Again, that moisture renewing gel mask. The other little nugget, and I think I have one here I can open, is here's another little tip for the boost camp. And I know a lot of people who are consultants know this, but this is going to be one of your jams to use, and that's the nourishing oil. Okay, adding the nourishing oil to a moisturizer, adding the nourishing oil to your toning lotion. If did you know Mary Kay has, not only do we see stuff happening here, but like, do you ever notice as you're getting a little bit more years under your belt, you're like, wait, what is happening? Why does my arm have this discoloration? What is going on with this? Where did that mole come from? Right? Like there's just different things happening. So the toning lotion is, yes, the décolleté is the proper word, but you know, we're all friends here. So this is the area we got to take care of here, but also the whole body. And I know Lori has shared that tip before about adding the nourishing oil to your toning lotion. So literally from head to toe, you are covered with your hydration. All right. And remember, at night, again, our skin, our body is all repairing itself. So spend some time, a little bit of time. It doesn't take all day. You don't need a half an hour. It's not going to take you all that time. It really is quick, but it's just the consistency. So that's why we're encouraging this boost camp for 30 days. 30 days and taking that picture, if you will, and just different areas so you have it for yourself. And then after 30 days, to see the difference because you're focusing on volume and using more things than maybe that you have used before. All right. So I'm looking at my notes, make sure I don't forget anything. All right. Also, if you deal with oily skin, we have our oil-free hydrating gel. That is a great finisher. For me, I love using that at night just to give my skin a little bit of like extra hydration. It infuses moisture into the skin. Maybe I'm not using this mask every night, which I don't, but I'm going to start using it more because it's been a while since I've used this mask. I know I've slacked on this one and I want to have that baby soft skin, which is what the moisture renewing gel mask gives you. All right, so let's wrap up with the other last part of the boost camp, and that is deciding when it comes to exfoliation and hydration and moisture, because we're going to talk about more of our mask. Are you someone that's like, I just need to do it consistently? I need to do something daily to have that routine, or are you like a wham bammer? Are you like, let me just do it all, get it all done? Okay, which camp are you in? Are you like, I can do something every day, or are you just like, let me just do it all twice a week? Okay, that is skin cycling. You can decide which way you want to do it. Okay. Yes. Thank you for sharing that, Jacqueline, to sleep with a silk pillowcase because, and also the key is to change our pillowcase. Y'all, for those watching the replay, they're dropping nuggets, gems in the chat. I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting any of them. Wash your pillowcase and do it regularly. Change it weekly. Okay. That is important as well, is change your sheets, change drinking the water. Like, all of those factors are a part of it, you guys. Like, not just I'm going to do all the things and then not be neglecting other areas, right? But with the skin cycling, you can decide, are you someone that's like, let me just layer it on and do like a ultimate spa day twice a week? Or I'm more like, I could just do my charcoal mask tonight. Oh, let me do my facial peel or microderm tonight. Let me do the moisture gel mask this next night. And you could just do like a 10-minute treat yourself each evening. Okay. If you're more so that route. And so how would that look if you're more so like a everyday, let me do something? Well, night one would be exfoliation. All right, you could use your facial peel or your microdermabrasion. Some people do both. My skin doesn't like that. I have to do facial peel by itself personally. Microderm doesn't work like me as an acne prone skin. It kind of irritates my skin personally. Not that it's not a great product because a lot of people swear by microderm, okay? But it doesn't like me. You have to figure out what your skin can tolerate, all right? Night two could be like really doing my boosters and or if you're a retinol on our retinol program, you could use that. The next night could be your charcoal mask. Okay, that's going to pull oil and toxins and bacteria. And then the last night, you want to just kind of give your skin a rest, if you will, and that could be a great time to use the moisture renewing gel mask. And then repeat and recycle. If otherwise, if you're just like, nope, I got to do it all at one time or it's not going to happen, then you could say on Wednesday and Sunday, I'm going to really treat myself to that midweek reset. I'm going to do my facial peel, then I'm going to do a charcoal mask, then I'm going to do a moisture gel mask, and then I'm going to finish up with all my boosters and go to sleep. All right. And you could do something like that. And then you're still getting all the benefits, but you do it in the cadence that works for you. All right. So, woo, that's a lot of things. Now, the other thing we don't want to forget is the lips. Exfoliating the lips, using satin lips a couple times a week. And here's the one part I'm really going to get better at in this 30 days is using these hydrogel patches. I use them today and then I'll like use them and then I forget about them. Like, again, it's not just you as a customer that deals with this. You as a consultant may deal with this too, okay? I'm a customer of the product. And so my thing that I know for sure is if you're looking to tighten, moisturize, brighten the skin under the eyes, in addition to your regular eye cream, these hydrogel eye patches are about to be your bestie. All right, you get 30 pairs that come in here. And so you can use these now. I think it's interesting. I've heard multiple comments on how often you can use them. I've seen heard twice a week. I have some people use it up to 5 times a week. You get to decide what works for you. Okay. What volume or consistency are you trying to get at more quickly. Okay. Now I think my goal is 2 to 3 times right now. Okay. That I'm going to go for because I wasn't doing it at all. So 5 seems a little extreme for me, but I could commit to it a couple times a week. All right. And again, they can work right under here, under the eye areas. Yes, Lori, they're coffee for your eyes. They also work well in the smile line area. You can put them there and you can also put them over like the eyebrow area. So you can use up to 6 patches at once. They're great to use if you're just doing it under your eyes. If you're running an errand, if you're going to the gym, going to work, put them on over your makeup. They can go on over makeup, put your sunglasses, your glasses on. They're fine because they're just like gel. I'll just put them on. I know I did them earlier today, but it doesn't hurt. They look like I call them Nike swishes. Personally, that's what they look like to me. But you just put them right on. I may have grabbed 2 accidentally. I think I did. It feels a little thick. Yep. So they are just like little Nike swishes. And like you can't really see them. Like if I go back a little bit, right? So they just feel hydrating as well. And so that's going to be a key as well because people look at us in our eyes. That's what they see. And that's what you see a lot of times more than anything. And when you look tired or feel tired, where do you see it first? In the eye area. So if you're just like, I need the extra boost right now during boost camp, then that's going to be your jam. All right, so let's recap what we talked about today, everyone. We started first on have that basic regimen, your everyday regimen. That is, if you need a refresher, download the Skin Analyzer app for free. Send your results to your beauty consultant. If you're a beauty consultant, take it for yourself. Send your results to a friend because we want you to do this with a friend. Grab a friend, say, all right, I'm going to commit to this. I'm not going to just do it myself because I know I'm going to bail on me, but you hold me accountable. I'm going to do this with you. All right, let's grab a friend, somebody else who you're like going to that wedding reception with, or you're going to that graduation or that reunion, and you're just like, we got the special event coming up, girl. We got to look cute. All right, let's get the skin where it is just looking just even more fabulous. All right. So the basic regimen, then our boosters. All right, you can layer up to 3 at a time. Or do you need something for hydration? Use blue, the HA Ceramide Hydrator. Do you need something for discoloration? Dark spots, use the Ferulic and Niacinamide Brightener and pair it with the Serum C&E. That is, I really recommend doing those 2 together. That's the orange. Do you need something for lines, deeper lines? That's going to be your C plus resveratrol. Or if you're looking for exfoliator that targets, helps with acne prone skin too, PHA, AHA resurfacer is good for that. Then we want to talk about our serums. Okay, we talked already about serum C&E. Maybe it's the lifting serum from the Repair line, the day and the night time serums from the Miracle Set. We don't want to forget about using our masking, our multi-masking, our skin cycling. That's super important in hydration. The moisture renewing gel mask, the hydrogel eye patches, exfoliation, nourishing oil. There's a lot of different options. And so if you're just like, that's a lot, where do I get started? A basic routine, and then start adding pieces here and there until it feels like you have that regimen. If you're more advanced, if you're already on the skincare routine every day, twice a day, and you're just like, what is an area of concern you want to address? All right. And then working with your beauty consultant to address that. And with that, we would love for you to take our beauty boost camp. And that is just going to be, again, a 30-day challenge that you are welcome to take, and we have some visuals for you that your beauty consultant can get to you. And this again just give you some ideas of like a order of application with the basics, with those boosters especially. And then if you are taking the everyday approach to taking care of the hydration, the exfoliation, kind of gives you a visual what to do. Because if you're just like, I don't know what to do, this tells you it's Monday, it's time to do the charcoal mask. It's Tuesday, do the facial peel with the gel mask. If it's Wednesday, microderm. Thursday, back to the renewing gel mask, sleep in it. Friday, back to the charcoal mask, right? It's just a rinse and repeat. And then we even have a little tracker for you. If you're just like, yay, I did my daytime routine, I did my nighttime routine. Okay, and you have those visuals because if you're the person that's like, I like the gold star that I got that check, like think about school days, then you get to give yourself a gold star daily that you do your routine. And that just gives you a nice little accountability. So we thanks you for checking out our skincare boost camp. And, again, check in with your beauty consultant with questions. Let her know if you're down to be part of it. Grab a friend to join you because it's always more fun with a friend. And we'll see you soon.